I'm Sienna Bellamy, 39 years old. 3 weeks ago, my father said something that made me cut him out of my life forever when I became homeless with my 17-year-old son, Ethan, and begged for help. My father looked me in the eyes and said there was no room in his 4-bedroom house. The same house where my 16-year-old half-sister Olivia has 3 bedrooms, one for sleeping, one for books, one for Art. What he didn't know. Someone had been watching and they had plans. The collapse 2 years ago. I had $45,000 in savings and a career as an interior architect. Then my husband Derek drained our savings, left $28,000 in debt with my name on it, and disappeared. 8 months ago, my mother died of cancer. Medical bills and funeral costs, $35,000. I called my father for help. That's your ex-wife, Sienna. Not my responsibility. Diane wouldn't approve. He didn't even come to the funeral. Olivia had a piano recital. 3 months ago, my company went bankrupt. No severance. They owed me $9,000. Unemployment benefits? 6 to 8 weeks processing time. Then came the eviction notice. Ethan started working at Starbucks at 17. Waking up at 4:30 a.m., making $900 a month for our gas and groceries. We needed $4,000 for a new apartment. We were nowhere close. For 3 nights, we slept in our car Walmart parking lot. Space 247. I watched my son wake up before dawn. Shower in the employee bathroom, work 8 hours. Then study for his SATs under street lights. His hands had burn marks from the espresso machine. I had no options left. Except one, the phone Callie called my father. Dad, Ethan and I are homeless. Silence. We just need 2 weeks. Until I find a job. Ethan has his SATs. He needs a real desk, a real bed. There's no room. You have 4 bedrooms. Olivia needs them. Her bedroom, library, and art studio. She's developing her talents. Ethan could sleep anywhere. The couch, the floor. No, Ethan isn't Diane's grandchild. He makes her uncomfortable. Then he said it. Besides, the kid makes coffee for a living. That's the future you raised him for. Olivia is preparing for art school. Do you see the difference? Diane grabbed the phone. Sienna, you're 39 and can't take care of yourself. Your husband left. Your mother died. Your company fired you. Maybe you're the problem. The line went dead. I heard a sniffle from the back seat. Ethan was awake. He'd heard everything. Mom, did Grandpa really say that about my job? His voice cracked. I work really hard. I wake up early. My manager says I'm one of the best baristas she has. I took his burned hand. Your grandmother was proud of you every single day. The man who couldn't show up at her funeral doesn't get to define your worth. The secret weapon. I called my father again. What does Grandma Margaret know? Silence. Different this time. Heavier. Does she know you didn't come to Mom's funeral? Does she know you refused to help us? Does she know you mocked Ethan for working? My mother doesn't need to hear. She never forgave you for the affair, Dad. I was 18. But I remember. And if she finds out about this, the funeral, refusing a shelter, mocking Ethan, what do you think she'd do? You wouldn't. I'm asking for 2 weeks. That's it. I already said no. Then I hope you're ready for Grandma to find out what kind of man you've become. I called Uncle Thomas, my father's brother and a real estate attorney. After I told him everything, he was silent. Your grandmother was furious Richard missed Linda's funeral. She called me crying. Thomas, I raised a monster. Linda was like a daughter to me. My throat tightened. She never forgave him for the affair. She's been waiting for the right moment to hold him accountable. And Sienna, that house? Still 100% in her name. Richard's lived there rent-free for 30 years. Call her, Thomas said. She's going to be very angry. Grandma Margaret, when I called, her voice was sharp and clear. Sienna? I miss you, sweetheart. I miss your mother. Linda was the best daughter-in-law I ever had. I still have her photo on my nightstand. I couldn't speak through the tears. Thomas told me everything. Richard mocked Ethan for working? That boy Linda was so proud of? Ethan was listening, crying silently. Richard doesn't own that house, Grandma said, her voice turning to steel. I do. He's lived in my house for 30 years without paying a penny. And he turns away my great-granddaughter? Mocks my great-great-grandson for having a job? She paused. When is Olivia's birthday party? Next Saturday. I'm going. And so are you. And so is Ethan. I'm the owner of that house. My invitation is the only one that matters. The birthday party, we arrived in our beat-up Honda. Luxury cars lined the driveway Mercedes. BMWs. The backyard was transformed. Pink decorations, string lights. A banner reading, Happy Sweet 16, Olivia. 50 guests in designer clothes, me in a borrowed dress. Ethan in a borrowed shirt, burnt scars still visible on his hands. We walked through the gate. Whispers started immediately. My father saw us. His smile vanished. Diane appeared, face twisted with rage. What are you doing here? Grandma Margaret invited us. She has no right. Your house. I said quietly, Are you sure about that? Then we heard it. A car door. Footsteps. Grandma Margaret had arrived at my father, grabbed my arm, pulling me aside. Guests were watching? I told you not to come. This is Olivia's day. You brought him? My father looked at Ethan. The coffee boy? Homeless, living in your car. And this is what you have to show for it. A kid who makes lattes. His voice was loud. Phones came out. People were filming. Do you have any idea how embarrassing? Think what, Richard? The voice cut like a blade. Grandma Margaret stood at the edge of the patio, a worn leather briefcase in her hand. Small, barely 5 feet tall, but commanding. Behind her, Uncle Thomas appeared. The entire party went silent. Even the DJ stopped the music. Mom, what are you doing? Grandma walked straight past him, past Diane, past the gawking guests. She stopped in front of me and pulled me into her arms. My girl. I'm so sorry I wasn't there sooner. Then she turned to Ethan. You're Ethan, Linda's great-grandson. She took his hands. Your grandmother told me everything about you. She said you were the hardest worker she'd ever known. She said you woke up before dawn to help your mother. She said you never complained, not once. Tears streamed down Ethan's face. She was so proud of you, Grandma said, loud enough for everyone to hear. And so am I. 50 people stood frozen. Every eye was fixed on the small silver-haired woman. Grandma turned to my father. Richard, would you like to explain something to me? Mom, this isn't the time. You didn't come to Linda's funeral. A gasp rippled through the crowd. Linda was married to you for 18 years. She gave you a daughter. She loved you despite everything. And when she died, you couldn't be bothered because Olivia had a piano recital. Guests exchanged glances. Whispers started. Your granddaughter and great-grandson have been living in their car, sleeping in parking lots. Ethan wakes up at 4 a.m. to work, then studies for his SATs under streetlights. And you refuse to help them? There wasn't room. There wasn't room? Grandma's voice rose. In a 4-bedroom house? Your stepdaughter has 3 bedrooms for hobbies, and you told your own flesh and blood there wasn't room. Diane stepped forward. Margaret, with all due respect, I'm not speaking to you. Diane's mouth snapped shut. And another thing, Grandma turned back to Richard. Thomas told me what you said about Ethan, about his job. My father's face went white. You mock that boy. You laughed at him for working, for helping his mother survive. Grandma's voice trembled with fury. That child has more dignity in his little finger than you've shown in your entire life. The whispers became a steady murmur. Didn't go to the funeral, living in a car. Mocked the kid for having a job. My father's carefully constructed image was crumbling. And everyone was watching. Mom, can we talk privately? Privately? You humiliated Sienna and Ethan publicly. You mock that boy in front of his mother. Why should you get the courtesy of privacy? This is my house. No, Richard. It isn't. The murmur stopped. Silence is absolute. Diane stepped forward, face flushed. This is our home. We've lived here for 30 years. You've lived here for 30 years, rent-free, in a house that belongs to me. That's not... Be quiet. Grandma didn't even look at her. You're the woman who broke up my son's first marriage. You don't get to speak to me about what's fair. The crowd erupted in whispers. Several people were filming openly now. A young voice cut through the noise. Dad, what's going on? Olivia appeared, tiara askew. Who is she? Why is everyone saying she's your daughter? My father opened his mouth. Closed it. No answer came. The deed grandma opened her leather briefcase. Every person watched as she pulled out a stack of papers. This is the deed to this house, she said, her voice carrying. Registered in my name, Margaret Elizabeth Bellamy. It has never been transferred. This house belongs to me. My father's face went completely white. You said you promised. I said it would be yours when you deserved it. Grandma's eyes were hard as flint. Do you deserve it, Richard? After everything you've done? She let each word land like a blow. You cheated on Linda. You abandoned your daughter. You didn't come to your ex-wife's funeral. You refused to help Sienna when she was homeless. You mocked your own great-grandson for working. Uncle Thomas stepped forward. I'm a real estate attorney. I can confirm this property remains solely in our mother's name. Richard has no legal claim. He's been permitted to live here as a guest. Nothing more. People were backing away, clustering in groups to whisper.